Hey y'all, welcome and welcome back to my channel. It is your girl Saria, and I hope that you can hear me good. I have my phone sitting down in my bathroom. I am currently putting in my extensions before I head to church, before I start my day. Oh, sorry, the mic cut off. But anyways, I'm just putting in my hair extensions before I start my day. And in this video, I just want to talk to y'all about the benefits of abstaining from sex while you're single, okay? And, oops, let me make sure that my camera is not, the microphone or whatever is not timing out. Anyways, and let me tell you, child, there are benefits to it. I have been on an abstinence journey for, I don't want to call it a journey, but I've been abstinent now for 2 years. Okay. And before then, I was abstinent for a year and then I slipped up. And I've been abstinent ever since, and I'm just like, yeah, no. And if you're wondering what happened with that story, I'll tell you real quick. I was in a relationship for about 2 years, and then when me and this gentleman broke up, I was like, okay, like, I was heartbroken, like, I was in a deep state of limerence with him. I could not get over the fact that we broke up. I was sitting there and I was having panic attacks because I work at a restaurant or whatever. I was like, oh my God. And it's like real popular in our area. I'm like, he's going to come in. He's going to start dating somebody that I work with. Just all kinds of things. First of all, when I was with him, I was so obsessed with him. And it was one of those things like, yeah, he was obsessed with me too, especially like when we first got together. But boy, when I say I was between being stigmatized and feeling unworthy to be in a good relationship, it was self-sabotage all over the place. And so anyways, when we broke up, I was like, I cannot, Jesus, it is so hot in here. I'm sitting here flat ironing my hair and putting all this hair in my hair. But anyways, I just, I was so just like devastated, and I was like, yeah, I don't want to have sex. I don't want to put myself out there like that to somebody. Like, that was just like, it was just absolutely draining. So anyways, I was abstinent for a year after that because honestly, I didn't even really find any other man like attractive. Like, I was still thinking about him. I was still wanting to be with him. And so anyways, abstinent for a year. And then one night I was at work, right? And there's this guy that I had been flirting with at my job. And long story short, we ended up going to the bar after work. And we were at the bar. We had some drinks. And because at this time, my standards were extremely low and I just wanted to be loved. And I honestly hadn't seen a man that I was like attracted to, that I felt like that quote unquote chemistry with. So this guy, he was relatively new to our job, and we had worked together a couple times and there had been like some flirtations there. So I was like, oh, okay, like, whatever. So anyways, that night we ended up going back to his place, and like I said, y'all, my standards were low, and I was just, oh my God, y'all. And he was like, oh, you wanna go back to my place and smoke? Oh my God, y'all. He was like, let's go back to my place and I'm gonna roll up a blunt and we're gonna smoke some, and we're gonna roll up a blunt, and I'm gonna make us some margaritas. Whoo, child, I gotta step out this room. It is hot between all this hair I'm putting in my head and the heat. Anyways, so then after that, we got it popping. We had a great night. And then the next day I saw him at work, right? And he's like, yeah, last night was fire. I mean, I was at his house till like 5, 6 o'clock in the morning. And this is like the next day we were like working that night shift together. He's like, yeah, last night was fire, but make sure like you don't tell anybody like what we did because, I got a situation and, other people that we work with know about her. And I was just like, excuse me. Are you freaking kidding me? After you took a bitch to Pound Town last night. Oh, I had to go into we have like, you have we have like the big stalls where like the changing tables are. And it's like, we call it, it's just like a single bathroom. Y'all, when I saw him, I was like, oh, okay. Y'all, when I went into that bathroom, I was like, oh, hell no, right? And I'm pretty sure I might have cried. I'm not going to hold you. I might have cried. Anyways, I was like, here I am getting tossed up by this dude and, whatever. So, yeah, and then that's when I was like, yeah, no, we locked in. We not slipping. It's not, no, we're not doing that, right? So anyways, that's my little journey, right? And ever since then, I've been on the straight and narrow, and I'm like, your girl is waiting, okay? Your girl is waiting. So with that being said, I want to talk to y'all about the benefits of being abstinent. And that's not even on no, like, because, yes, I am a Christian, but I feel like that has a negative stereotype, and it's not even on some purity culture, like Bible thumping-ish. Like, I think just in general, there are so many benefits of being abstinent while you're single, okay? And I know it's not easy because let's keep it real, okay? Seg is great. Seg feels good. Seg be off the chain, right? But listen, it's even better when it's somebody that you love, when it's somebody that cares about you, okay? Versus just being like, oh, let me go out and have a quote-unquote hoe phase and, let me go and hook up with this person. Let me go on a dating app. Let me go get a quick dopamine hit, right? So I'm going to be helping y'all out and coming from the perspective of a woman who loves seg, okay? And let me tell you something, because I feel like I've tried to talk with other women about this, but they be like, oh, I just don't think about it. I don't really, I don't really care about it. And I don't even know if these women are being real, because a lot of these women that I've tried to talk to about it are like single women at my church. And, oh, that's just a different story. They're just, some of them, they just speak too much Christianese for me, and it's just too much. But anyways, sorry, y'all. I know this video is all over the place. But benefits of abstaining while you're single, right? While you're single, while you still have all these desires, because it can be hard. All right? But let me tell you something. When you abstain, you literally get so much clarity, right? You get so much clarity, and all that energy that you would be putting into a sexual relationship, put it into being creative, put it into learning something new, put it into really taking this time during your single season to work on yourself and harness that energy into something else, right? So what I always recommend, I'm like, while you're abstaining, while you're single, you should do dance classes. You should dance. You should stretch. You should move your body. Because yes, like when you're wanting to have sex, like it's because you're having, that desire, you have a high libido, all that other stuff. And yeah, I'm not saying that it just goes away. That's like, okay, you're never going to think about it. But if you're doing things like going on your walk, you're dancing around your room, you're stretching, that's going to be another way for you to work out that energy. Okay. Right. And it's going to help you get really clear, and it's going to help you to lock in on yourself. Because when you're sitting there and you're sleeping with this guy and, you're not really receiving the commitment from him, you're in like a situationship, it really can drain the life out of you, because at the end of the day, it's like, it's an unequal situation. You're sitting here, you're giving yourself everything to this person just because you want to have sex with them, and you're not really getting anything back. You're just doing it just to have some attention from a man, just to have like a piece of a man. And it's like, in reality, if you would just keep your legs closed and give yourself a second to breathe, instead of like, I don't know who gave that advice, the best way to get over somebody is to get under somebody. No, it's not. No, it's not. Some of y'all need to fast from the D. Some of y'all need to fast from the D. Because you sit in here, you're having all this sex, and a lot of y'all are in situationships or in these unhealthy dynamics, doing the most, not realizing why you feel so drained. Okay? And I feel like that statement, like the powers in the, yeah, you know what it is. Because yeah, we have what men want. And listen, a lot of y'all put the men on the pedestal. A lot of y'all don't even feel like y'all got the power anymore. Because you're so busy out here chasing dick as soon as you get out of a relationship, instead of taking the time to work on yourself. And I'm not saying that you can't date. I'm not saying that you can't talk to men. But you don't need to sleep with them. You can go out with them. You can hang out with them. You can get to know them. But keep your legs closed. For at least as long as you can, in my opinion. Okay? Because this is my YouTube channel. And me personally, I know this 2 years that I've had abstaining, it's been like, it's so interesting, because I went through like a year where I was like, okay, I don't even want to talk to men. Like I'm good, whatever. But then recently, God has been softening my heart over the last few months and really opening my heart up to dating again. And I'm not even gonna lie, a lot of those feelings came, you start getting, and that's okay. That's healthy. That's normal. But baby, let me tell you something, because I have so many men come up to me and talk to me, and let me tell you, if seg was on the table, and I think I said this in the last video, if seg was on the table, I'd be so easy. You know why? Because it's like, you get some men that approach you, they want to take you out, but then men are going to try you, because men love seg. And especially when you're beautiful, you got, whatever, they're going to try to approach you on these things. But y'all, when I say the way I have filtered out men and the way I have been just attracting a higher quality of man, not that I was attracting low quality men before, because the guys I dated before, it'd always be like, oh, they have money, they have good personalities. But y'all, when I say I started getting that, and I would just go crazy, I'm like, that's mine, he's mine. And I would just get so crazy and just so obsessed. Oh my God. And a lot of times my wanting to be with a man, like even in a relationship with him, was driven by how he looked. It was driven by seg. So I wasn't necessarily just like hooking up with random dudes. It was like, okay, that man is fine. He has a nice smile. He has a lot of riz. I want him in work and I'm going to seg him down and he's just going to be mine. But you cannot do that. You can't use seg as a way to manipulate and control men. Okay. So when you take seg off the table, what you realize is that as a woman, you get stronger, you get more confident within yourself. Okay. And you really just like lock in with yourself and realize that, you know what, yeah, seg is good, but pouring into myself is even better. And the seg will be even better when it's with a man who has truly given me commitment, with a man who has truly openly committed to me, truly put me on the pedestal. And I'm with him not from a place of desperation and sexual domination to other women. Be like, oh, this is my man. Look how fine he is. Look at all the money he is. Look at how I'm segging him down, how he's segging me down. You can't have him. And, whoo, y'all. I don't even know what I'm going to name this video because this is a rant at this point. But literally, like, I don't even know, like, where I'm going with this, y'all. But there are so many benefits to being abstinent. And while you're single, and I feel like it just makes it almost more fun. You know, it just makes it more fun. Like, I feel so much lighter now with dating and talking to men, because now that I know it's not even like an option for me, like, bro, it's like men, and I'm not saying that no men think about this when they approach me, they ask me out on dates, they take me out, you know, whatever, we're getting to know each other. But before, I feel like I used to get hit on so fairly in the in-betweens, you know, when I was in a relationship. But now I just feel like the energy that I'm attracting is so much different, you know, because I'm not in my hyper sexual masculine energy. I'm resting. I'm receiving. And when it comes to that point, and I'm with a man, honestly, my future husband at this point, because, child, the fact that I done waited for 2 years and I didn't even, the fact that I went the year the first time, but now 2 years, it's like, child, it's just going to have to be my husband, because I'm not folding for nobody. Pun intended, I'm not folding for nobody at this point, unless he's my husband. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, not folded up, child. Folded up, bent up, twisted up like a pretzel. Anyway, sorry. But yeah, nobody but my future husband at this point. Okay, and it's like, when you sit there and you're like, bro, I've been working out. I've been working on myself. I've been doing all these things. And you think I'm going to just give you the seg? Oh, no, baby. No. And like, when you sit there and you really make someone work, right? Because you're working on yourself, right? I'm working on me. I'm putting everything into me right now. So my mind isn't clouded with seg, with dick, thinking about, oh, when's the next time I'm gonna go get some D, and then it always end up just being like, I would just lose total control over myself and the relationship over seg, and I'd get so stigmatized. And obviously, hindsight is 2020. But when I say I feel much more stable, I feel much more secure, okay? And it's not that I don't have those desires, but I want to honor myself and I want to honor God. And honestly, I want to honor whoever my future husband is, okay? Whoever he is. And you might be sitting there thinking, oh, well, is he honored? Guess what? I don't care. And that's what I'm calling into my reality. And I'm going to sit here and I'm going to talk my okay? And I'm telling you, this girl is keeping her legs closed. And it has been I used to think I was liberated by, oh, you know, it doesn't matter. Like, we can have seg whenever, and then we can still be in a relation. Like, no. I'm so happy that I have discovered the power in abstinence, the power of harnessing my sexual energy in a different way and not just spreading it to someone. And even if it's someone, like I said, I was in a relationship with, but just giving myself to someone who really didn't deserve it. And really, I didn't deserve to be given that part of myself either, because I was so broken. I was so unhealed. And then I'm sharing my body and my brokenness with all these, these other men that I was in relationships with. And, at the time I didn't know that. But, now looking back, I'm like, okay. And it's not about being perfect or just always striving, but it's just like, all right, where the healing's done and now we step in differently. We done healing and now we moving differently. Okay? And let me tell y'all something. Dating is fun when you're abstinent. Dating is more fun when you're abstinent. Okay? So keep them legs closed. Keep them legs closed for as long as you can. Dating is more fun when you're abstinent. Okay, y'all? I will see you next time. This was kind of a rant, but I feel like it's going to help somebody. Anyways, bye, y'all.